Get started. It is 6 p.m. We are happy to have you with us again on a fourth Tuesday evening. Thank you for spending the next hour with us. And we're excited to jump right into our boot camp. So give me 1 second here to get my screen up and running. All right, beautifully. Hopefully you all are seeing that. Welcome to our annual boot camp. And for those of you who have been around a little bit, know that this is where we try to share all the great resources and get everyone ready for the year ahead. So show of hands, how many incoming district public image chairs do we have on the call tonight? Anyone doing that role? Some people? Nice, awesome. Any club public image chairs on the call tonight? Few of those, awesome, perfect. And if you're in another role, we appreciate all the public image champions we can get. So thank you for being here and soaking up our resources this evening. So tonight we're going to break our conversations into three different parts, kind of some high-level warm-up conversations around why public image is important. Then Susan, my counterpart in 34, is going to handle some of our upcoming tasks and reminders about some of the efforts we have going on. And at the end, we're going to rapid fire some resources at you because we want to make sure we have lots of time for questions. So with us tonight, we have both Zone 33 and 34 Assistant Radio Public Image Coordinator, and Susan, our 34, our pick for a few more months. This is her last, she doesn't know I'm going to do this. This is her last official virtual live events after 3 years of being the Zone 34 R pick, and she has done a phenomenal job leading this crew. So give Susan a very quick round of applause for all of her efforts, and we appreciate her so much. All right, so we will get started. Just a reminder, this is recorded. So if you want to go back and watch it, pause it, those types of things, you'll be able to do so. That recording is typically out within a week. And also you can pop your questions in the Q&A function or in the chat function. Our team members will be paying attention to both of those Zoom lands. All right, without further ado, let's warm up and get started and getting clear on why public image matters. So public image is a key part of our Rotary efforts, especially when it comes to supporting membership and foundation. And so tonight we're just going to center ourselves and our minds and our thinking to remind ourselves that public image helps us build trust. It helps us attract people. It really strengthens our impact and it ensures sustainability of our efforts. So while yes, it sometimes doesn't get all the attention it deserves, we know we really are the foundation to make sure members keep joining Rotary, members stay in Rotary, and members continue to contribute to our foundation, which really mobilizes our impact. So know that all the work you are doing at the club and district levels and in your communities, that public image work really does matter for all of those reasons. And we're grateful to have all of you working in this space. And if you've been around our webinars most recently, you know that we've been really focusing on storytelling. And the reason we focus on storytelling as kind of the foundation of our public image work is because we know that stories resonate more with our brain. They're easier to remember. They activate certain things with emotion, purpose, and impact. And so for us, we really want storytelling to be at the root of everything we do in public image, whether that's using those stories for newsletters, press releases, social media, or even just talking one-to-one with your neighbor. Those stories, we know it's what resonates with potential Rotarians and current Rotarians. So tonight it's just a reminder to make sure the big thing is that we need consistency. So when we talk about the tools and resources we have today, you're going to see this storytelling framework and reminder come up a lot because we want you to tell stories consistently, different projects, and the continued impact of the work you're doing. So just a quick reminder that we are always looking for stories. This is a really great way for us to amplify what you're doing and also to learn about what is happening throughout our zones and our local communities. So as part of the EPIC task, the district challenge, and just any day of the week, please make sure you're sharing your stories. We will put them on our social media channels, Rotary International even asked us for some of our stories and efforts. So this is a really great way to showcase what you and your club and districts are doing. So you can save this QR code if you'd like right now, but don't worry, we'll tell you where you can find the story submission efforts later tonight as well. So now that we're all warmed up, we remember why we do public image. We remember that storytelling really is that foundation. I'm going to hand it off to Susan, who is going to help us start that workout by building the habits that create visibility.
All
Susan?
right, come on. Let's go, you guys. Are you ready to work out? There you go, Steve. Thank you for playing along. We're going to dive right into it. So, Ashley, thanks for kind of setting the stage with regards to why public image is important. I think you guys are all on the call here tonight. We had over 500 people register because we see the value of public image in our clubs. It benefits our membership. It benefits the support of our foundation and our service projects. So we know it's important. You're here to learn how you can really elevate what you're doing with public image. And one of the first places to start with your workout plan is to put together a public image team. So show of hands, who in the club is responsible for public image? Or put it in the chat, who? Let's see. Yeah, Maureen. All right, good job. Me, Candace, thank you. Me. Thanks, Kathy. Okay, so you're right. It is you. Everyone should have their hand up. Everyone should be saying me. And you go back to your clubs and ask them that. Who's responsible for public image? Because it's everyone in the club. Storytelling is a huge aspect of showcasing what our clubs are doing, and everyone in the club should feel empowered to share their stories with regards to how they're representing Rotary and what they've done in Rotary, their experiences with Rotary, or other experiences they've seen or heard about in Rotary. So everyone is part of public image, but we also have to have those point people to go back to really lead the charge. And that's where putting together a public image team is so important. Raise your hand again if your club has identified a public image chair for the 2026 Rotary year. All right, I see a lot of hands going, and I saw some hands go up earlier when Ashley asked if you are the public image chair. So that's a crucial role to have in your club, leading the charge of the team. But when you think about who else you can put on the club public image team, we look at the channels that you're using to showcase your story. So look for someone who might be sufficient or efficient in websites, who might be really good at social media or have that want and desire to learn how to utilize social media channels to share the Rotary story. We also have newsletters and press releases, different communications that you're sending to internal and external audiences. So remember that as well. Who would be a good person on the team to communicate with the internal audience, to engage your members and keep them engaged? And then who can you put on the team and what are their responsibilities going to be to engage with the external public through the press releases and other channels, and develop those connections with the media. Think of someone who might be able to attend your meetings and events and take photos and videos and gather that content that you're utilizing to showcase the story. So it sounds like a little bit daunting maybe, especially if you have a smaller club with fewer resources in the club, to put together a team, and that's really where you need to try to empower more people in your club to help join in those efforts and spread the work around. So we're going to start with the team, and then we're going to jump into some really good workout exercises that will keep you in shape all year long. Who's heard of the EPIC Award? Show of hands, show of hands. This is an interactive presentation. All right, lots of you, great. The EPIC Award is comprised of monthly tasks that we ask club to complete. They're centered around public image, but it's not just a checklist of items that you're going through. It's things that you're doing that will help keep you on track and help make your club successful in your storytelling efforts throughout the entire year. We're going to give out over 300 awards next month. From this year. So that means we had over 300 clubs who achieved one of the 4 levels of the EPIC Award, which is the highest number of awards we've given out. I'm really, really excited to share that. And we're actually celebrating some of those at a few districts events this weekend. So really excited to get those awards out. And I hope your club is one of the ones that's going to receive the award this year. But if not, that's okay. You still have the opportunity to start participating in these awards, the award and the monthly task for the 26-27 Rotary year. And we're actually going to launch those tasks on May 1st. So they are up on our website, identified. If you scan that QR code there, it'll take you to the Epic Award page on our website, and you can check your status, see if your club's on track to earn an award this year. You can view all of the tasks and their criteria, their requirements that are for the current Rotary year, and then you can view what's going to launch on May 1st. And I know you're like, the Rotary year doesn't start until July 1, so why do we have to do tasks now? Well, the first task is actually for July, but we open it early so you can get a head start. And I'm going to go through the first 3 tasks in just a minute, but I want to talk a little bit more about how the Epic Award is structured. So we have online digital forms that you can complete. And again, you can go online to that website on your screen there to view the forms that are still open through the end of this month. But they're short forms. We try to condense them into information that's only relevant to us or the task that you're completing. And you should be able to get the forms done within 5 to 10 minutes once you have all of the data collected. So what are these tasks? What are these forms? Well, we have monthly tasks that sort of set up a roadmap for you for success throughout the year. The first task is an audit. So in July, we ask you to audit your club channels. We want you to get a good sort of reading on what your club is doing now, and that will help you set some goals for the future and kind of plan out where you want to be and how you want to get there. But the audit's really important, and I will mention too, the first 3 tasks, July, August, and September, are what we call foundational tasks. These tasks are required by all clubs in order to achieve the gold and platinum level of the award. So we have 4 levels. Platinum is the highest, gold is the second highest. So you have to complete those first 3 tasks in order to qualify for the top level of this award. But again, it's probably stuff that you're already doing. Absolutely tasks that you should be doing to make sure your club is staying on track with regards to public image. So what is an audit? It means look for those old, outdated blue and gold logos that you see on the left-hand part of this slide here. Your club logo should look like the master brand one on the right where it says Rotary, and then in the signature, your club name goes there. You can download that from the Brand Center. So any club logo that you're using should be downloaded and look like that from the Brand Center. If you audit your channels and you see any of those old blue and gold logos, get them down, and this is an opportunity to get your website clean, fresh, and using the correct branding. Look at your
We don't
social
have to
media
be
channels,
gold.
look at any print materials you're utilizing, and make sure that they're using the correct branding as well. Not just correct branding though, look and see if you have any old zombie accounts. Those are accounts that haven't been used for a while. If you do a Google search of your club, for example, and you have 2 Facebook channels that come up, and one hasn't been active since 2020, and the other one is the one that you're using, just get a good read on those accounts and see how you can get rid of those and only maintain the current ones. Also look for stuff like people of action photos. Is your content current? Is it engaging? Are you showing people of action and projects and members of your club doing things and looking happy and serving the community? Or do you have just a bunch of pictures of speakers behind a podium and you passing a check to a check recipient, a recipient of one of your funds? So make sure we're using those people of action photos, images that are really powerful and really just telling that story that we want to represent in the community. So look at your website channels, look at your website, your social media channels, your print materials, and get a good read of where they are and make sure that your content is updated, active, and current. And if you have any questions on it, just let our team know. We usually offer a branding session once a year that talks about where to access some of the brand elements. But we offer other content as well on our websites that will help support you in these monthly tasks. So that's the audit. We check that off the list. Again, it's going to launch on May 1st, and you can go in and start working on that as you lead into the 26-27 Rotary year. And you'll have a few months to complete these tasks. They're not due on July 31st. They're due, I think, a couple months after. So you have a little bit of leeway there to get the task done. And these first 3 tasks do require a little bit more work and effort and maybe some coordination with your board and your leadership. But the public image plan is the August task. So that's the next one we're going to ask you to complete. Again, it's going to open early. And your club president-elect should probably already have at least a goal in mind with regards to public image to make sure you're incorporating what they have in mind for your club into your public image plan. And I think Ashley's going to talk about it a little bit later, but I'll spoil the surprise. Use AI if you're familiar with any of the AI tools. Use that to help you put together a public image plan too, so you're not starting from scratch. If your club participated in the Epic Award this year and did this task for the current year, we do have that data. If your public image chair doesn't have access to it, we can get you your public image plan that you did for this Rotary year. So again, you're not starting from scratch and you can build upon that. But what does that look like? It should have goals. It should have the channels that you're using to share your stories and reach those goals. It should include the team members who are responsible. So identify who in your club is responsible for achieving those goals. And again, just making sure that you're incorporating the brand guidelines that Rotary has for all of the clubs to follow into any of those publications or channels that you're using to showcase the Rotary story. So that's your public image plan. That's the August task, and you can get to work on it now, start working on it now, and just understand that it's really evolving, just like the content calendar, which is the next task. You don't have to have everything set in stone and completely built out in July, August, and September. You can continue, and we want you to continue to build upon your plan and your content calendar as things come up in your club, events and activities and projects throughout the year. So the content calendar, this is a really fun one because you get to share plan out what you're going to share, what your club's participating in all year round. So this could be the monthly celebrations that Rotary International posts, like Membership Month or Clean Water and Sanitation Month. This could be content that revolves around member celebrations. So you're going to celebrate your new Paul Harris Fellow Awards maybe once a month, or your new members once a month, and think about how you can do that with fun videos or more exciting ways than just again, standing up at the front of a room taking a picture. Celebrate your members through storytelling. Obviously, you're going to want to incorporate your projects. So if your club has any service projects, district grant or global grant projects, you're going to want to build that out in your content calendar as well. Member spotlights. Some clubs like to spotlight when a member has a baby or gets a new job, or whatever the other celebration might be. That's a great tool to really engage your members and celebrate them and make them feel like they're a part of the Rotary family. And then the events. Events are obviously something you want to make sure you have in your content calendar, and you might already have those planned out for a good portion of the Rotary year, but utilize that for your content calendar. On our website, which Ashley will talk about a little bit closer to the end, we do have templates for content calendars and for public image plans. And for the audit, the template for that is really built into the online task that you're going to complete. So you can go in and view the task and start to complete it and get an idea of what the information is we're asking for. One thing I will remind you too, on these online forms, if you start a task for your club, you can save it and you'll get an email with a link, and then you can go back and update the forms. So if you want to go check out the forms on May 1st or in the next few weeks and see what the forms entail, you can always go back and build upon those, not just as you're completing the task, but even throughout the year, you can continue to really evolve what you're working on with each of these tasks. So those are the first three tasks. Those are the only ones I want to spend time on tonight, only because we don't have a lot of time to cover everything. But there are tasks built out from July through April. And so those tasks the first three tasks are the really important ones, the crucial ones that you'll have to get started on maybe a little bit. You should get started on a little bit early. But we do have monthly tasks throughout the Rotary year that end in April, and you'll have the opportunity to check those out if you visit the website to see what's required with those tasks. Now, I love sharing testimonials from some of the members who have completed these. And one of the things we do with our task is in December, we ask for your feedback. So it's not really a lot of homework for you. We want to hear from you, and we want to know, what webinars have you enjoyed? What do you want to learn more about? How the Epic Award task or other activities that our team, our public image team from zones 33 and 34 that we work closely with, how have we helped you and what can we do to improve? And so I love what Robin said, that she really likes that the monthly tasks are clear and achievable. So it shouldn't take you hours to complete the task. it should be something that's easy and achievable because we want you spending time sharing your stories, not filling out forms. And so it's been motivating to check them off as we go. I know I always like starting the day with a checklist and I love being able to cross things off. And so that's kind of like what the tasks are every month is crossing those off. So thanks, Robin, if you're listening. We appreciate the comment. And again, I welcome anyone else's feedback that has content or success stories or recommendations to share. Oh, and then Mona also had a comment. Thank you so much. We had so many different comments, it was hard to pick. But we'll continue to share some of these throughout the year as well. And I think we have some video testimonials too from clubs, which is really excited. But thanks from the Rotary Club of Fishhawk Riverview. The 3334 Public Image team provided a helpful structure and guidance through the Epic Award task. And, I hear a lot of public image chairs say similar to what she's saying here is that it kind of gave the club a basis of where to start and it grew from there. Like the In Polio Now task that we have you complete in the fall. A lot of clubs weren't doing anything for World Polio Day, and just by having that task there, reminding them that, hey, this is a great time to celebrate this amazing initiative that Rotary International has encouraged all clubs to participate in. It encouraged these clubs to start a World Polio Day event and host an event, raise some money, raise some awareness. Love hearing those success stories. So, again, thank you so much for sharing those comments and the feedback. And we do take your feedback seriously. If you say, you want to learn more about a certain topic, then we'll try to incorporate that into our virtual event series, which is actually why we hosted a Canva workshop and some of the AI workshops. So, again, you can scan the QR code there to share your feedback, or you can contact any of us at any time to provide it as well. And the other thing I wanted to mention to all of you district leaders is that we do have a district challenge instead of the monthly task. These are quarterly tasks that your district public image chair or whomever is designated to complete the task would again fill out an online form. And these focus again on some of the same things that the club task focus on, the auditing the district channels just as you would your club channels. So making sure that you don't have any old accounts and you're using the right branding, really showcasing those stories from clubs around your district. The Learning Center courses, we want to make sure that you're taking those. Club public image chairs also have course criteria, course outline in the Learning Center. So you don't have to be a club public image chair or district public image chair to go through those courses in the Learning Center. They're really short and easy to complete. Those Learning Center courses are, about social media and trademarks and Rotary branding and brand elements. So they're really, if you have time to peruse through those, I strongly encourage you to do that at some point throughout the next year. Identifying club public image chairs, we mentioned how important that is to have the point person and stories of impact. That's my favorite because I think if we do nothing other than share our stories, we're doing amazing things for Rotary. So just showcasing those stories of impact and sharing them with us so we can help boost the visibility of what clubs are doing at the local level. I'm exhausted. I don't know about you guys. That was a tough workout. I hope Ashley's ready to cool you guys off.
I know clearly Susan had the tough job, right? I'm the person over here that's warming you up and cooling you down. But in all honesty, the biggest thing we don't want to hear is that anyone is getting burnt out. So our cool down today is all about resources to help you save time, energy, and help spread the wealth. And the Zone 3334 teams really do focus in on what we can do to make life easier for you, right? You're making the impact in your community. You're the one telling the stories, and anything we can do to support you is what we're hoping to do. So again, gonna not necessarily be rapid fire, but there's gonna be a lot of different resources here. So again, this is recorded. These are all on our website, and we will have questions at the end if you want to go back to anything. So first up, we are getting a lot of questions about using AI. And we certainly know that some people are kind of beginner users, right? And then some people are still a little hesitant or cautious. We are seeing great success in the public image world by using AI. Susan mentioned earlier for some of the epic tasks, especially the beginning ones, using AI can be really helpful as a thought partner. Again, it's not going to replace your expertise or your connection to the club, but it really will help you save time, spark creativity, and help support your voice. So at the bottom there, you'll see many of the different type of AI products that the team uses regularly. Obviously, your preference on what you are using. Just a reminder that if you're using a free version, that data is going out into the world. So if you're using anything around club data, just make sure you're doing that on a paid account to keep that personal information safe. But we really do encourage you to try it out, and we are going to continue to showcase how AI can be used. We just did that recently in our Canva workshop, so we'll continue to help educate, but also be a thought partner in how we use AI. Rotary International is also working on guidance, and there'll be more and more coming out from Rotary International on AI use as well. But again, a few quick ways you can use it as you're thinking about the things we've shared. So first, it's really great to help you write posts, whether that's social media posts, blog posts, press releases, all those types of things. It really is a great tool based in best practices, as long as you clarify your use in your prompt. Building plans like that public image plan for August or that content calendar for September. Again, if you pop in information and maybe the brand guide for Rotary, it'll make sure everything is being done in Rotary's voice. And it's a really great way to move forward with plan generation. And then lastly, just to generate ideas. If you're trying to think of a new interesting way to promote something, or you need some new titles for an event, it really is a great idea generator, and you can toss out what you don't like and build on what you do like. So
Ashley, can I
again,
say one thing about using AI to create some of this content? Always fact check it. Always
indeed.
fact check. It gets Rotary's founded year wrong. It gets other stats wrong. So always trust but verify. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're perfectly fine. That is so true. And if you're using it for images, please give it Rotary's logo because it will give you almost the wrong logo every single time. So if you're using it for fancier things like building out images, please pop the actual one into your prompt and that'll save you from headaches there too. But again, this is a new world. We're all learning at different paces. Some of us get to use it more with our jobs than others. So again, please reach out to us if you're struggling with it or you've had great success with it. We'd love to share your stories of how you're using it well for any of your work. Next up are all the Rotary resources. So, before we dive into what the zone is offering, just a few reminders of what you can find provided by Rotary International. So first would be the Brand Center. How many folks on the call have been to the Brand Center before? I'm hoping I see everybody's hands. It's the greatest spot to hang out. It no longer requires a My Rotary login. So again, I'm hoping you're finding it a little bit easier to use. But just a reminder, it really is an endless opportunity of resources for you. Number one, we all know that's where you go to build your brand compliant logo or your logo lockups. We continue to recommend to do that, absolutely. But there's also a lot of great videos, images, templates for printed materials, event flyers, business cards. The more and more you spend time in there, the more you're going to find these treasures that are in there. Especially some of the videos that can really be used on social media before an event. And there's even formats now for PSAs for local news. So again, I really encourage you to spend time in the brand center. And if you quite don't have the shot you're looking for, or maybe your club and district hasn't quite captured the people of action photos that we know we love to share, there are some great stock photos in there that you can use until you get that local photography up and running. So again, please hop in the brand center. They are continuing to add great things in there for us to use. Next up is the Learning Center. Susan's already briefly talked about the Learning Center a little bit, but again, we really do encourage you to take any variety of the public image courses. Again, there are specific tracks for public image positions, but even if you're technically not one of those role holders, the classes are very straightforward, short and direct to the point. So it's a great way to go in there, soak up some more public image knowledge, and keep building on your expertise in the public image area. So again, don't forget that, and please share that with your committee members or other people in your club that you think would find that helpful. And then lastly is the Service Project Center. And this is probably the least used out of the three on the screen right now. And they keep changing it and evolving it. But the Service Project Center is a great location to share the projects that you're doing in your club and district, and also learn about others and to find partners. So by putting all the information in the Service Project Center, if you're looking to maybe learn about something that someone else is doing, you can kind of see what success they had, maybe how did they promote the event or the service project, what did they learn from it, all that good nuggets to help you. Or again, if you're looking for a partner to create more impact, you'll be able to find those in there. The search functionality in the Service Project Center continues to improve, so you can go in there and look for geographic region or area focus type and really find service projects that other people want to share and want other people to learn from. This again is probably the more underutilized center, so we really encourage you, like you're sharing stories with us, have your club service chair and other Rotarians in your club go into that service project center and enter your information. That way we have more connectivity, we can learn from each other, and we can figure out what's working to really promote our impact across the world. So again, if you have any questions about these are, like I said, Rotary International products, but our team is always happy to answer questions and help you find some things within those centers. All right, so now we're going to hop into what we try to provide you in addition to what Susan's already talked about. So first off, we have our virtual events like the one we have right now. So we host these live events. That we also record. And also we sometimes, instead of doing like a topic like we are tonight, we'll have Ask Us Anything kind of sessions. And so again, pretty much monthly, we are offering something where you can engage with the team and learn. And that's really important for us. This is a big note. Currently, we are on the fourth Tuesday of every month, and moving to starting in July, the next Rotary year, we're going to be shifting that to the fourth Wednesday of the month. The new Zone 34 Public Image Coordinator actually has her club meetings on Tuesday nights, and she can't do that. So we're moving them to Wednesdays, the fourth Wednesday of the month, and you'll see that starting in July, with our next event being July 22nd. So we really encourage you to hop on these events. You can see kind of in the image there all the different types of topics we've done in the past. We talk about social media, we talk about working with the media, we talk about tools like Canva, AI, LinkedIn, branding. We really have a great combination of events we put on through the year, and that is based on your feedback. So if there's ever a topic that you would like us to talk about throughout the year, please let us know. We always try to do a boot camp like activity as people are ramping up for the year. And we always start the year by introducing you to our team because we have new team members that join us every year. But the rest of the sessions are pretty much up in the air. So we really want to make sure they are based on what could be most useful to you. So please reach out if there's ever something you think you'd like to learn more about, and we are happy to work it into the schedule. And just a reminder, these we really try to keep them to an hour. And so we hope that, you can fit us in on that fourth Wednesday of the month. Next up, another zone resource we have for you is brand review. While we love for you to hang out in the brand center, and we hope you, enjoy reading the brand guide, we also know it's a very elaborate brand guide, and we also don't expect you to understand everything that's in there. That's okay. So for one thing we can offer you is to help you when you have new designs, whether it's a t-shirt or a flyer or a banner, and you would like someone to take a look at it, we are happy to do so. So on the website in our brand review section, you'll find a link that says upload your file. You'll upload that file, whatever it is. It comes to our emails. Someone on the team will take a look at it. We'll use the whole brand guide to kind of check it out, see what recommendations we have, and we'll either give you a thumbs up or we'll give you some pointers of how to make sure it's brand compliant. We haven't talked a ton tonight about why it's important to be brand compliant, but we know that Rotary is a global organization, and we want people to see those through lines throughout the world, that Rotary's really creating impact no matter where you're at in the world. So for us, brand consistency is really important for recognition and that for that continuity and sustainability. So we really encourage you to take us up on the brand review. I always love seeing what you guys are producing as well. It's super fun. I always say one of my favorite brand reviews that came through in the last few months was a mural that someone was putting up in their town. And it was great to work with the artists to just have them make a few tweaks to make sure it was brand compliant before they went forward with that. I think t-shirts is another great example. Lots of clubs have events, they want t-shirts. We are happy to look at that to make sure it's brand compliant. So again, we give great guidance, I think. We try to turn it around really, really quickly for you all. So please use this resource. Next up, we have some design templates. So again, in the effort to try to save you time and make sure you don't burn out in these positions, these are templates that you can actually customize with your own club or district logos, but they're things that we have heard that you guys want to post about, right? So for instance, we're currently in the middle of World Immunization Week. So you could find something on our website where you can pop in your logo there and you have a ready-made graphic kind of built out for you. So the ones you see on the screen are just a few examples. There are a ton on there for you, tied to some of the monthly themes, and as people kind of reach out and ask us to add additional templates. So again, we really do try to recognize all those special days and Rotary promotions for you. And they, like I said, they're already formatted and ready for social media. So all you have to do is customize them and you have a new day of the week and that content covered. Susan, do you want to add anything about the design templates? Because I know you were part of the brainchild behind all that.
I will add that they are accessible from the public image toolbox. I'm going to drop a few links in the chat. One is if you're new to public image, this link here is a great place to start. It has a lot of these resources there for you. And then I dropped another link in that's the toolbox on our website that has links to the design templates. Someone asked about the monthly themes, and that's one of the templates that we have. We have one for each month where you can just download your logo from the brand center. You can't modify it at all. You have to download it from the club template on the brand center, and then you can upload it to those templates and it'll populate just like you see on the screen there, and they're already formatted for your social channels.
Perfect. Thanks, Susan. All right, next up is Canva for Clubs, another very popular thing that we offer. So for those of you who are unaware, Canva is an online cloud-based graphic design tool that I always say is made for the non-professional designer. They do a really great job of making it easier for people to put together professional looking imagery and different kind of products, if you will. And they keep adding more and more features. And so in the Rotary world, it's become a very popular tool. And the fact that Canva gives nonprofits, 501c3 nonprofits, free accounts, it's become a very popular tool in the public service space in general. So if your club is a 501c3, if you, not your club, if you have a 501c3 foundation through your club, i.e. your club has its own foundation or a foundation like ARM, you can actually apply straight to Canva to get a free account. Or if your district has a foundation and they would like to apply and give out licenses, you can do that. However, we know that Rotary clubs are 501c4s and not everyone has their own club foundation. And their district may not be able to manage that or be able to do that. And so we are able to offer a limited number of Canva for Club licenses. So we have our account and we have licenses we can give out and people can apply to use them. So again, if you're interested in playing around with Canva, I encourage you to start with a free account. Anyone can create a free account, but if you're ready to dive in and your club wants to use it for kind of continuity of designs and also that committee we talked about earlier, you guys working together, Canva is a great solution and we might be able to help you with a free license for a year. So again, there's an application process on the website. You'll find it in that toolbox that Susan mentioned. Again, we do have a limited number and we do have some people rolling over year to year, but we really do encourage you to check it out. And if you think it's a tool that you would like to use and you can't really get a license through anywhere else, please let us know. And if we have room, we'll review that application. we have folks on our team that is their role, and they're actively already working on Canva for club licenses for next year. So
Ashley, can I interrupt you again? Just we're getting a lot of chats about this. And Caroline, thank you for dropping the link to that page for the Canva for clubs in the chat there. You can find that again, like Ashley said, on our toolbox. But please read the criteria thoroughly through the application so it doesn't get kicked back. One example is you have to have a club email account. It can't go be attached to a personal like Gmail account. So make sure you're using your club email account and make sure that you apply first if you have a nonprofit status for your club, and also check with your district because many districts are offering the same sort of opportunities for clubs to join their team. So I just wanted to kind of set that precedence there so you review the criteria before you turn in your application, then it gets kicked back.
thanks, Susan. And again, if you are new to Canva, like I said, you can create your own personal account to play around with it, and then you'll be ready and set to go if you would like to kind of use it as a club format. The other thing about Canva, just while we're on the topic, is we have done quite a few virtual events over the years about Canva. So if you're unsure of how to use it or would like to kind of hear how we're pitching that you all can use it as a tool for public image, I really encourage you to look at our past webinars on our website and look through those because we had even one as recent as last month. All right. Speaking of the website, again, the website is going to be a real treasure trove of information. We do have our blog, and this is where we're trying to make sure that we're engaging with you and giving you great resources or reviewing something that maybe we've gotten a lot of questions about. For instance, I still think the most popular blog happens to be what happens when your Facebook page gets taken down. And Caroline can fact check me if something has surpassed that. I'm gonna probably doubt it. But again, this is a really great place. So sometimes there's stories of inspiration that hopefully you can read and kind of get really jazzed about what's coming next. Sometimes it's really about staying informed with some great resources. So again, the blog actually covers public image, foundation, and membership. And so no matter your area of expertise in Rotary, we really encourage you to check these out from all three teams that are coming forward. So, what is this website, Ashley, that you keep on mentioning? Yes, I'm happy to finally put it on the screen. Probably should have done that a little earlier. So, Rotary Zones 3334.org. This is a great place for you to bookmark. We've really tried to pull everything together, and Caroline on the 34 team has done an amazing job of really making sure this is a one-stop shop for folks. So you can see kind of the screenshot at the top there. And if you go under focus areas, you'll see there's membership foundation and the public image area. Most of the links that have been put in the chat tonight are all living in that public image area. So there's a section there if you're new to public image. So if you're a new club public image chair or district public image chair, that's a great place to start. Some of our very popular links are right there in that navigation. And if you can't find it there, it's probably in that toolbox area. It really does have a lot of information, everything from links to all the Rotary resources we talked about tonight, but also the zone provided resources as well. So again, one-stop shop, please bookmark this website. We continue to add to it as we get questions and new resources are developed. So everything from links to things, templates for things, our contact information, you really can find a lot on this website. And so again, please, please, please bookmark it and spend some time in that public image focus area. All right, we are coming to the end here, but we are on a lot of different social channels and have some additional resources for you that we want to make sure you can stay in touch with us and stay connected throughout the year. So first, you can notice that we're on social media channels. Please like and follow and share with our content there. But there's two things I want to point out specifically, and that would be the calendar icon here. What we mean about this calendar icon is that you can actually subscribe to the calendar that's located on the Zone website. So all of the awesome events that the Zone is holding are on your calendar. So that way you don't miss a new opportunity to engage and learn. So I know they were going to pop that calendar link in the chat for you if you would like to sign up and subscribe. It's a great way to engage in addition to social media. Additionally, you can sign up for our communications. We are putting out communications about once or twice a month, sometimes 3 times a month if there's a special edition of something. But again, that's to remind you of our monthly virtual events, to remind you of the epic tasks that are coming up and other kind of deadlines and opportunities for you. So again, you can do those things on the website and then you can pick your poison in terms of what social media channels you're on and how you'd like to follow along. You'll notice on our social media channels, we are highlighting the stories that are coming in. We want it to be a great way to keep you informed, but also share the good work of Rotary across our zones. So lots of opportunities there. All right, and with that, we are finally to our questions. So again, I know we shared a lot of information this evening. We have about 15 minutes left. So Susan and I'm going to stop sharing my screen here, and Caroline's going to help us talk about any questions that came in while we were going through our slides.
I will bring up, Ashley, a really great resource that we didn't talk a lot about, but is really important for you to know is your district public image team is a phenomenal resource right there close to where your club is. So make sure you know who your district public image chair is. If you don't, you can contact us and we'll get you in touch with your district public image chair. But utilize their team as well as our team at zones 33 and 34. I think we're all on I don't know if you can view us in gallery view, but if I could have everyone on the 33, 34 public image team wave your hand. Chad, Tim, Chris, Caroline, Joanne, Maria. I think even there's Lisa. Yeah, so we've got a great team. Make sure you're utilizing us because this is a lot of content and we can help you sort of navigate that. So thanks, Ashley. And I think Chuck has his hand up. If you want to unmute Chuck and ask your question.
Yeah, I put the question in the chat. It was this Friday, last Friday, we had the CEO of Rotary International speak to about 20 different organizations that are volunteer organizations working around the 250th anniversary and beyond. And he gave an amazing presentation towards the end. He closed out the conference talking about the need to change rapidly because of the constant threats that we now see in the changing in the environment we're in now. And he gave some really a very inspiring talk about the need to rapidly change, and we don't seem to do that in our public image. You know, and as my background is public health, I recommend instead of peace being our foundation, that health be our foundation. Health of mind, body, spirit, family, community, environment, government, economy. You know, that is where Rotary's, I would say our DNA is, which is, I'm a biologist, it is actually in our DNA to serve. And so that's what I would hope that Rotary would pay more attention to the 17 Sustainable Development Goals and the measurable, achievable, and affordable goals within those at our community level is where we can unite our local people the best. So anyway, I'll stop there.
Yeah, Chuck, thank you for sharing that. I don't know if there was really a question in there, but I will tag on to what you said and just recognize those comments and the ability to adapt. We have to do that with public image in our storytelling too. If we want to reach new audiences and not going to the same audiences we're going to before, if we want to grow Rotary in our exposure and our reach, then we absolutely need to be creative and forward thinking in the way that we're telling our stories and those that we're reaching. And I don't think he's on camera, but Marshall Butler, who was the Zone 34 Rotary Public Image Coordinator a couple years ago, who is now our incoming director, he has put together, along with the assistance of District Public Image Chair Nick Ramey, a series of videos called the Rotary Rap. And there's an Arch Clump video, and they're really great storytelling mechanisms that reach new audiences. So if you haven't seen that, I'm going to ask Caroline to drop some links in the chat. Check out those videos and play them at your club meetings because they are so much fun. And I think you'll just watch the audience when they play. It's a really cool way to share stories. And it talks about what Rotary's doing in a new way that really can engage new audiences too, who I've had people say I had no idea Rotary did all of that. And you can make videos too. We've done tutorials on video making. So, check our webinar archive out and look at some of the resources that we've provided to help you start telling stories about what you're doing, the local impact in your community and communities out around the world in new and engaging ways. Thank you, Chuck. Caroline or anyone else on the team, did you guys see someone's hand up with other questions?
I had a couple questions throughout the presentation that probably are important. Like there was one question that was asking whether the wheel has to be gold, the rotary wheel.
So
If the wheel has to, I didn't hear that,
Yeah,
Ashley. Let you take that
yeah,
one.
the mark of excellence, right? So what we kind of nicknamed the wheel, the mark of excellence, is the master brand, the typical master brand of the blue with the gold. Yes. The biggest difference I always say is that the mark of excellence and the Rotary master brand, the wheel is now one color. That is the biggest difference. So if we went back to that one slide where you saw the X, the mark of excellence used to be a two-tone gold and blue. So now it is a single kind of gold color, and the background comes through. So you can see in our backgrounds we have a blue background and it braces. However, there are other versions of the logo in the brand center that you can do an all black logo, an all gray logo, an all white logo, an all azure blue logo, and you can have the white with the gold as well. So the mark of excellence doesn't have to be gold, right? There are those other approved versions of the logo, but it does need to be one color. It's no longer a two-toned version. So I hope that helps. But again, if you go to the Rotary Brand Center and go to the logo section, you can download all of those versions for the Rotary and then the Rotary Master Brand. But then you also can do your club, district, etc. logos and all of those versions as well. So if you haven't played along in there, it's a great way to customize. But outside of black, gray, white, gold, and blue, no, you can't make it green, you can't make it purple, you can't make it pink, all those colors. So hopefully that helps address the Mark of Excellence question.
And Rotaract and Interact clubs have their own colors as well.
Yeah. Another question that came up about the Epic Award, if Epic Award can be accessed through DACDB.
No, it is not accessible through DACDB. That's actually on our website. So it's not it's all through the website. It's an online form through Cognito. That's too much information, but basically just remember it's the Zones 3334 public image website. And you can access the tracking log there too. So when you go to the website that has been dropped in chat to go to the Epic Award, you can search for your club, just do Control F, and there's a list of all of the clubs across both zones. You can find yours and see how many tasks your club has completed. So go online now or after the session and check it out. It's all through the website though. It's not through DACDB.
Okay, another question came up about a Canva workshop. Are we working on a Canva workshop?
Yeah, so I love all the questions about Canva. When you were talking about Canva for clubs, it was like going crazy in chat asking about it. People were so excited because we love Canva. Yes, I'm hooked now. But yeah, so we encourage you to check out our recorded virtual events. We've done quite a few of them on Canva from very basic level to we did one on like creating video utilizing Canva. And I'm sure we're going to do another one. Ashley, I'm sure you and Kelsey are going to plan something next Rotary year because they even just recently launched some new really cool tools in Canva, some AI tools that we haven't covered yet. So yeah, we love Canva. We love talking about Canva and we love showcasing what it could do. So just keep an eye out for it. And if you have questions in the meantime, let our team know and we'll connect you with the Canva experts on the team. But those recorded sessions can be really beneficial as well.
Yeah, and just something to add to that, if you're interested in diving into Canva, Canva is such a popular tool for so many people. There are so many great tutorials and actually people you can follow on social media I follow a few on social media that I just like get sucked in sometimes of the really cool things they're able to do. So again, while we are happy to showcase what Canva can do and we try to take a Rotary lens to it, there are a lot of great tutorials out there. So if you're just getting started, watch ours, but also you can just Google and you'll find a lot of great things on YouTube for Canva. It's certainly not a Rotary tool. People across all industries are using it.
So as we are in Canva, there is a question if there is any templates, let's say giving Tuesday graphics and anything like that, that would be accessible.
We do have some templates available in Canva that we can share, but I'm not sure, Caroline, you would know what's posted on our website better than me. But I do know, like I mentioned, the Rotary Wrap videos. So we had a lot of clubs asking if they could customize the ending with their call to action. So we have the Rotary Wrap with Paul Harris. We have a video with Arch Clump, and then we have another one for polio. So if you weren't wanting to promote a polio event, then we have those template links available, and it's a Canva template. At the very end, you can add your club's call to action and that template. But I mean, if there's certain templates you want, I think just let us know. And if we have something we can share, then we absolutely will. We just have so many templates. I probably have like over 1,500 at least designs, and that's just one of my like 8 accounts. So let me know what you need.
With that, any other questions out there in the field? We'll open that up. Anyone
I,
out?
I have one. This is Maxine from Nightdale. With the Epic Awards, like when we do the monthly task, how long does it take you to look at them and approve them just so that we know we're on point as we move forward each month or with each task?
So it's instantaneous. The tasks that are the activities in the form that are required, which most of them would be, you can't submit the form completely without completing the required task. So when you submit the form, it goes to us. So it records you on the tracking chart. And if sometimes there are glitches, give it 24 to 48 hours to show up, populate on the website as completed. But you should also get an email, and then we get an email too stating that it was completed. So if there's ever any question, just let us know, but you don't have to wait like weeks. You should get a confirmation immediately. If you don't get that confirmation, check your junk mail and feel free to reach out to us just to confirm it went through.
Okay.
Thanks for the question, Maxine. Great question.
Can I clarify? So once we submit and we get the response in, thank you for submitting. Now, is it good to go? And you all are not going to be looking at it any further, or are y'all need to be examining everything that's in that form?
I mean, we kind of do QA, so we don't go and look at all, 400 or 500 clubs that submitted that they're brand compliant, just because our team is small but mighty, but not that mighty. So it's kind of a on your honor, the 4-way test.
Okay.
But yeah, once you submit it, it will mark you as complete, so no further action is needed. We do go through on occasion just to kind of pull data and pull stories and stuff from the task so that we utilize that as well.
Thank you.
And if I may add something there, yes, we do go through them. We get an email. The email that you're getting as confirmation, we get that as well. And we scan through them. And if we see anything, we'll get in touch with you and make you aware of that.
Okay.
100%.
When you
Caroline.
get in touch, is that like 1 or 2 days, 48 hours, 72 hours? I'm new to this. So I'm just trying to figure out if I submit something that says, yes, it should go. Am I good and don't think about it? And I can move on to the next one without having to come back and see.
Yep. Once you submit it, you are good. Okay. We might come back with recommendations, but as far as completing the task, you will be good.
Okay.
And Maxine, just to say, we are small, mighty, and we are very fast.
We are very fast.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Maxine. I see, Teresa, your hand's up.
Yes, thank you. I just wanted your insight on maybe you know what some of the clubs are doing for newsletters, but our club in Punta Gorda continues to use the Jack DB Easy Story and Easy Bulletin. And since stories are such an important direction that we're looking at, I find that I've been on it for a year, actually more than that. It's a little cumbersome of a platform. Just curious what your thoughts are on best practices of creating newsletters for a club. Our club does it quarterly, not not monthly.
Yeah, so I mean, I can start and just say, like, I'm really glad that you found a module that works for you. It might be a little bit cumbersome, but DACDB does use it has good communication practices with regards to being able to keep your membership roster current. I do know that other clubs use tools like Constant Contact or MailChimp or other communication applications to communicate with their clubs. I would say, like, follow best practices, use more imagery, use more visuals and graphics than you do long stories, because that will drive more engagement to what you're doing. And then maintain a current database. Maintain a database that's not just your internal audience, but remember to use your newsletter as a tool for external audiences as well. So your speakers, your sponsors, there's kind of best practices to follow, but then also whatever mechanism works for you, whether it's the easy stories through DACDB. Caroline, I think your club uses that, don't they? Use the easy story. Do you have any suggestions on maybe what Teresa can do to sort of boost engagement?
Yeah, it's boosting engagement is make it interesting for the members, make it simple and not too wordy. I see a lot of things that are very wordy and people don't read all that. So if you keep it at about 5 lines, my club, for example, we're just doing basically announcements and then talk about the service projects that we have done in a very short fashion. And that's pretty popular. Lisa, go ahead.
Sure. So when I was president of Crescent Rotary Club, we had a similar issue with readership being down. So I put a trivia question in each week's newsletter, and we purchased scratch-off lottery cards. So they were $1. We bought 44 of them, so one a week. And every week, we encouraged our members to be the 5th person to answer, the 7th person to answer, and the person who answered the right number received an opportunity to win up to $1,000. It was a scratch-off card. Our readership went through the roof, and the trivia question was always related to what the program was. So the trivia question was at the top of the newsletter. The program information was about midway down. So they had to read the newsletter to find the answer to the trivia question. Then they would respond to the trivia question. I think the most money anybody ever won was $6, but our readership went from 16% to 62%.
Yeah, we should all sign up for Lisa's newsletter. How do we do that, Lisa? I don't care if it's $6.
I mean, it worked. I mean, seriously, it was the best $44 I spent as president.
I encourage everybody to participate, to send me photos. So people are looking for their photos where they're at, and our readership is well into the 80% on a regular basis. I don't really know why, but apparently they want to know about what the next service project is, and they want to see their own pictures in the news in the bulletin as well. So that works pretty good.
Well, that's really great. Thank you guys so much for all the awesome questions. We are over time, but I love all this dialogue. We're happy to hang out for a couple more minutes. Chris, I know it looks like you had a comment to make, but I'll set the rest of you free to enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks so much for joining tonight. Yeah, we'll send out the recording and you can catch up on anything you might have missed. But thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful evening.